Productions. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
episode 129.
Yeah.
Fucking here.
There we go, baby.
Yo. Look at all the action in the background. It's just stuff going on. We're plugging along. We're doing a show.
That's what it is, you know. You got to keep moving.
Yeah. We don't let, was it one monkey can't stop no show? Is that how it goes?
Something like that.
Something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, one thing I noticed, I don't know if y'all have noticed this, because y'all have been listening to the podcast lately, right? I'm saying you know what I mean a lot. Has anybody else noticed that? It's my own critique.
You know what I mean?
It's my own critique. It may not be too bad, but I'd be saying, like, you know what I mean? I'd be saying that a lot. So I'm going to try and change that. I'm going to work on it. You know what I mean? I'm going to work on it.
Since we're here, we got to be honest. I did pick up on that too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I picked up on it.
And that's what I'm saying. If you are hearing it and I'm hearing it, then it's getting a little wild. So I mean,
it's cool because the reason why I hear it, because I hear it twice. I heard it here, and then I know you about to say it again on the podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
But that's my critique so far for like the past, like, you know, probably 5-7 episodes that I've been checking. You know what I mean?
see,
I keep saying it's become part of it. And
that's what I'm saying. Like.
But I want to work on bringing that quantity down. Just so
I got you.
I want to be able to be saying more words and adding more value instead of just saying that constantly, looking for validation per se.
I got you.
You see what I'm going?
Yeah.
See where I'm going? I said I'm gonna work on it, folks. It's a work in progress.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's that's you, bro.
Yeah.
That's like when I freestyle.
Everybody's got their go-to word, right?
I say, you know what you mean a lot.
You know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean. That's kind of your jump off line. Your jump off.
I always say that.
Right. I got you.
I don't know what it is. Like, I go off that after I say it. So yeah, I feel you on that.
I dig it. But yeah, that's just, I wanted to put that out there just because I feel like if I put it out there, it'll make me feel more accountable to it. So that's where I'm going with it. I want to be able to just bring it down some. I felt like I was saying it way too many times, too soon, too fast. I can pick better words. So that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, ain't no wrong with it.
Just got to work on it, folks. Let's see how we do this episode.
Ain't no wrong with it. And that's crazy because now that you said that shit, motherfuckers gonna be looking, you know, trying to listen.
They might.
See how many times
or
you
some
say
people
this
are
shit.
out there thinking the same thing like you're thinking because they're seeing the episodes and they're going, damn, this dude does say that shit a lot. So that's why I want to work on it. That's all. Start working on that and just, like I said, just trying to keep the conversation moving instead of using that. I'm going to try and work on that.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
You feel me?
I feel
Maybe
like
I can switch it up, you know? You feel me?
No. I'd rather go with, you know what I mean?
You dig it?
You know what I mean? To make the person at least answer you.
Right.
So you know that they got it or they was
Right,
listening.
and that
or
is
whatever.
true. Looking for a conversation. Well, here's the thing too. This is a crazy. So critiquing myself, but also as I watch other podcasts too. So like Rod Hayes, I watched like a 2-hour joint last night, right? But you know his past joints as well. He does the same thing, but he uses a different word. He does it, and like I said, it sounds like he says it a lot, but I realize why he's doing it. He's same thing. He's looking for confirmation per se. So what he does is he'll say a point. He'll be like, you know, duh, 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 and then he'll say, right, and then he'll move to the next thing. You know, he always says right in between or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's like his transition point.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I think
maybe everybody's just got their thing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think everybody has it, but you just gotta pay more attention to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think people be catching on to it. but they hear it but don't realize
right.
it.
And that's why I said it's my self-critique. Nobody said anything to me. No one's, nobody's been like, damn, you are saying that a lot.
Right.
They might now.
Right, exactly. You put, man.
But
You put the light on you.
But I just want to work on it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
And just, and work on more conversation, like we're saying. That way we can, we continue to push the PPE music, to elevate your life, the audacity out loud, all, and just put all the, as we're incorporating more things, we should be able to keep the conversation rolling.
right.
Without it's just my own personal critique. I don't think it hurts the conversation very much by me doing it, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm leaning on it too much, possibly, subconsciously. I don't, you know what I mean?
You probably not. Once again, it's just something that you normally say.
Right.
So like possible. You said, so it's stuck to you.
It's possible. Well, yeah, it becomes kind of your, like I said, it becomes kind of your, what's that word? It's kind of like your safe place. You kind of hit that, and then but like at the same time, it is a conversation.
Right.
So by throwing that in at some point, sometimes it does give you that moment to go, oh, he's done. I can talk now or something. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we've talked about that. I think sometimes we've talked about it where it's like, sometimes you're like, man, I was trying to jump in there, but you was going. Right. And then, or something like that, or, and so maybe that will help not take over the conversation as much. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I won't work on it, folks. Maybe I'll just do whatever I want.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Do how you feel.
But I just thought I'd bring it up.
But
just to fuck with people.
But now I think every time you do it, you're going to realize it, though.
I'm more conscious of it, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to like, damn.
Yep.
I just did it.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah. It just feels different right now. That's why. The world just feels, anything changed?
I swear.
Y'all felt timeline change?
I swear time is moving, man.
Timeline jump?
I swear.
Yeah.
I seem like, I feel like it skip a day, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think we just had a timeline jump like 2 days ago. And I think it was a collective timeline jump. Because personally, we're timeline jumping constantly. Constantly every day. Every time we make a different choice, that's a timeline jump.
Oh, sorry.
Stuff like that. So you got to think about it that way. That's why I said we're time travelers, folks. We talked about this before. So, but every day we're just jumping timelines. My bad. Can I bring you some more? You got one? All right. I didn't even think about it. I was only thinking about myself. I apologize.
Nah, that's so good, baby. Yeah, sometimes you gotta get it for yourself, folks.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta get it for yourself.
Get it out the mud.
But yeah, that's crazy though, man. What you saying?
I was just talking about what were we talking about? Sidetracked the shit out of ourselves. Fucking with ashtrays and shit.
No, the timeline jump.
Timeline jumps.
I swear, man.
Yeah, you feel, because you said last week the same thing, man. You felt like a day kind of missed that same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just
time is moving, bro. I don't think people even realize.
We're collectively jumping around as well, So that's the world feels different a little bit. Right? It does. It's been raining for like 2 days straight now, and so it's almost like I felt like we were at a moment of like cleansing. That's just how I felt. I felt like this is a moment of cleansing. That's just kind of what popped in my head with the rain and everything. I was like, this is a moment of cleansing. We're just in I don't know for what. I don't know exactly what it's cleansing or what that really means, but it's just kind of the first thing that popped in my head of why this kind of was happening at this moment or whatever. Kind of was like, man, it feels like a cleansing of some sort. So, yeah.
I don't know, man. I hope it is. I'm driving down here, like you said earlier, it felt weird. It just felt strange outside.
It's different, yeah.
It's raining, but it wasn't raining.
Right, it was like a light drizzle and just kind of wet.
Yeah, but it was heavy. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not even coming down strong.
Right, but it's like everything's saturated.
Yeah, I'm like, this shit is crazy, bro. This shit's definitely crazy. Yeah. And the sky's just all dull and.
Yeah, well, here's the crazy part, right? So, like, let's get into it. Here we go. Something always jumps it off. So think about like the old world pictures that we used to look at, right? That you can still find them online. Like look up like San Francisco 1840 or something. Like look up some old world pictures, right? And you'll notice that in those pictures, the skies are always gray. And you're like, there was no sun out back in the day. Like we only get sun now. Like, because if you saw pictures of stuff today, you see the bright sun glowing and the skyscrapers and whatever. This is the countryside. That's the normal stuff.
Was it in black and white?
Yeah, it's black and white. But like I said, if you look at the backgrounds, a lot of times it's just grayed out. Like there's no planes, there's no, you would think it would be cleaner sky back then.
Right, gotcha.
Stuff like that. But what people are starting to notice, right, is that when you really dive in deep and look in close at some of these pictures, they're actually pictures of paintings, and the skies are kind of painted out. They're starting to find this shit. They're like going with AI and doing different shit, and they're playing with it, and they're like, this shit's not adding up. Once again, we're being lied to. So here's the thing: what if they grayed out the skies in these old pictures back in the day? What the fuck was in the sky that they don't want us to see?
Bomb drop.
That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm saying go look. We'll pop up a couple of them on the screen, obviously, to give you an idea. But yeah, you're looking at this old world shit, and you're going, why are the skies grayed out? What was in the skies? Because we're learning more and more that the closer we get into technology, we realize a lot of it we already had. Okay. Yeah, it's like as you just reevaluate the world. That's kind of what I do on a daily basis when I'm going through these podcasts and going through this stuff and learning new information. Is I'm kind of just reassessing the world again, like everything. Like, what is everything? Because I feel like I don't know anything anymore.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, a lot of things have definitely changed, man. From the 90s to now.
Right.
Even from the 90s, a lot of shit changed. And that was a cool little era too.
Yeah, it's totally different world from that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally different world from that
Totally.
time. Yeah, because that's why I said in one of my raps at one time that I was born in a world that no longer exists. I said some shit like that. It was on the Shit Show mixtape. You can find that on ppeintox.com. One of the songs on there, I'm trying to remember which one it was. I said that shit. I said something like, I was born in a world that no longer exists, or something like that. It was something along those lines. Yeah. Because I was like, this world that we're in right now is not the world I grew up in.
Nah.
It's not the world I grew up in.
Hell no. And I don't know. It's just changed. I don't know if the world or it's the people.
It's our perspective. Our perspective has changed. See what I'm saying? That's the whole point of that is as we're timeline shifting, our perspectives are changing and our consciousness is rising. So now we're seeing more of what we didn't see before. It was always there. We just weren't seeing it. Whatever trance we were in, through indoctrination, through our schools, through our parents, through our communities, through our churches and all these different things, whatever indoctrination we were in, that was the world we were living in. We were there. But then our perspective has changed and everything has gotten wilder. How is that?
That's what I'm saying. Bomb droppers.
Yeah.
Shit's definitely changing out here, man. Like, you just gotta adapt with this shit. Yeah, if you don't adapt with this shit, you're gonna fall apart. You're gonna fall behind, man.
Yeah.
And that's the way shit's moving now. Gotta adapt to shit. If not, you're gonna fall behind.
Well, we talk about that sometimes, and we say, so you got the older generation, and a lot of times they're not conforming or learning any of the new shit for the most part. Some of them, not all of them, but a good majority of them are not learning a lot of the new shit. And then you got the young ones who grew up on all of it. They just know all of it. you know, because they grew up in it. They know, you know, can always ask them. They know how to do some shit, you know.
Right.
And so, and then so you got the young ones. You got the young ones trying to teach an older one, and they just have no patience. They wouldn't have patience for them. You know, it just wouldn't work that way. Mm-hmm. But you have Generation X in between those generations, and we know both. We know the old world, and we know the new world, and we've adapted to a lot of it. We're, like I said, we're the ones running everything right now. That's this generation. It goes from like 45 to 60 or something like that, or 65. It's like a 20-year span somewhere in there, something like that. So all those people right now, those are all the people running the world right now. Okay. That age frame.
Okay.
And it's, you see what I'm saying? And in that way, when you look at it that way, that's the age range of motherfuckers that are running the world right now. Because the retirees are out. They're just up there. If they're older than 65, they're retired and done. You know, they're not really doing much anymore.
Right.
So it's that generation that's still old world mentality, but new world ideas. So we're the ones, that's the whole flip. You see the flip happening? It took generations to start pushing those old ways out, and we started bringing in the new ones.
That's crazy. I'm right behind them motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. You said 45 to 65?
Something like, well, it's the dates I think for that are 1963 all the way to 1979.
Damn.
So that's that's what they would call Generation X, those years. So you're talking somebody who was born in 1963 would be the top right now of that. So they'd be like 62 right now, something like that. 62, 61. Yeah, we're in 5 and they're 60. Yeah, they'd be like 62. So that would be the top, and then 46 would be the bottom. So that span of generation right now is running everything. They're the managers and the people, you know, that are coming down, and they're the CEOs of things. You know what I mean? All those people have grown into all those things as they managed up to those. You know, some people are just normal retirees. You know, just normal motherfuckers. Been working there 40 years. You know? Some of them are just normal, but you know what I mean? But that's us. That's the generation. And that's the generation that's been flipping this shit. Now, over the last so many years, we've had the young ones. We had the young ones pushing too, because they're bucking a lot of the system as well in their own ways. But that's just happened recently. Like I said, Gen X has probably been bucking it since the beginning in a lot of different ways, you know. Just that generation was there.
Right.
But yeah, we needed everybody though. Everybody had a role. So it's like that was our role, was to get the ball rolling, and everybody behind us is just running the wave at that point. You know, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. And we had to push those elders out and get them out the way because they was too entranced. You know, they would have just kept going, doing the same shit
over and over and over again. Right.
So we had to start figuring things out. You know, and
my fault.
As this generation, I think you keep kicking the one thing. You ain't hitting me.
Oh damn! I'm like, I keep hitting this.
Yeah, I was like the second time.
My fault.
I was like, he didn't hit me.
Oh.
So yeah, pushing those elders out because they were never going to conform. They just weren't. They were too entranced with everything. So we were that, like I said, generation became that generation that started pushing, and we've had it before. You know, like the 60s generation. Like, who were those flower childs? You know what I mean? Who were those people? Because they were, I don't know what their age range was, per se, you know? But it was like that was a time when they tried it. You know, it's like that's the whole way how we can see cycles. That was one of the times where they tried to push the love era back in and tried to say, let's just chill. What are we doing? Why are we going to war? And then all they did was take them to fucking Vietnam. That's how.
Bomb droppers.
They took them to Vietnam, and then that squashed the whole thing. You notice how every time there's a push for love, they create a war? They create a war. Do you see what's going on here, folks? Because it's a distraction. It's to fear you and distract you back into bullshit.
Fight, yeah.
But the thing
They
was,
don't want no love.
right, but we realized, like, see, because they tried to do it with Israel and Ukraine at this point. They've tried to create those wars to make people be fearful and, we got to go do this. It's like, no. But if you notice, we're not fighting over there per se. Because we're like, nah, we're not doing any of that shit. We're not fucking with that. Like, that's your war.
Right.
You deal with that shit, or whatever. And so people are pushing back more than they've ever. Usually everybody's ready and excited to go to war, but we're not even in that mind frame anymore. Our consciousness has moved on, and we're like, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
And so we're fighting back more with that even, and you can see it. And the thing is we're not caught up in a trance of love either. Maybe how like the '60s was, or at least that's what they told us. I didn't live it. I wasn't there.
Right.
They told us it was like everybody was just, hey, how's everything, and chilling. And
I mean, you know what? According to some of the videos that I done seen from the, from back then, it looked like everybody was chill.
Right.
Everybody was getting along and shit.
Yeah. And then they disrupted that with a war. That's what that's where I was going with it.
Got you.
That's how they disrupted it. They started a war in Vietnam, and then that was over. Then it was, we had to go to war, and then back in the 70s trying to rebuild again. 70s was a big, but it was like, but listen to the music that came out in the 70s. That 70s music, man, we've talked about this. The 70s music was wow. It was still, the music was still running the vibe, but like the world kind of went back to just normal. Everybody's working, everybody's thriving, everybody's chilling, and so, but we were just churning butter again. We were just working. We're just like, okay, I guess we're doing this. It's like, why did that change? What happened to all those people that were on the love train? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, where did they all go?
Right.
Well, a lot of them trickled up into now and had children, and those children are some of the Gen X people. You know what I mean? And they're still here. They just got transferred to the next generation.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it's some weird. Like when you look at it, you can start putting things together. But that's me. That's what I'm doing. And like I said, not everybody
connecting the dots, baby.
But not everybody's supposed to do this. This is my skill, So I'm using my skill to then go back and give it to the people. I'm giving the report back to the people. That's part of what this is for me.
That's it. That's it. Now the people got to go do their homework.
Right.
That's it. If they don't agree with what you're saying,
right? Remember I said, prove me wrong.
How you feeling? Just go do research, baby.
But that's the thing is like, the more and more I do the research, that's what starts connecting the dots. But that's because I can remember and recall it that fast.
Yeah, because you keep digging.
Keep digging, and then I go, oh, that's why that connects. To this. It's like that's why I keep saying that. But it's like because I have that good recall. That's what helps me be quick on this shit. That's why every week I can come back and give you some new shit on some new shit.
Yeah. Give you some new shit on some new shit.
Right, because I have a connection already. Yeah. I know 6 other stories that coincide with this. So now I know more of the story.
Got you.
That's how I'm looking at it. That's the recall, because I can recall the movie, I can recall the magazine, I can recall the podcast, and I put them all together and go, wow, there's the story. That's like 70-85% of it right there, because I've already got 3 angles, or maybe more,
right?
4 or 5 angles now, and I'm like going, oh, okay, now I see a broader picture, because I don't just have the one story.
There it is, and there it is, and then. One story don't tell you all the information. One story just give you bits of the pieces and shit.
Right. You have an introduction to the story.
Right.
Now, what's the rest of it? What's the other angles? Is there any other angles?
Yeah. That's like a movie that go off and you don't know what the hell happened at the end. You don't know what happened with the characters and shit.
Well, those ones.
He's like, what the?
And you're like, well, what happened to everybody?
Right.
What happened? And it's like everybody just drives off into the sunset. That's it. You got to tell me some backstory here.
That's what I'm saying. I hate movies like that, man.
Yeah, those.
And the
ones-
part, she be good. She be fucking good. Like, dude, this is a good fucking movie. Then,
Right.
then you get to the end, and shit
Cliffhanger.
just cut off.
done.
Like, yo, so what happened to the dude in the hospital? Did the girl go to jail?
Right.
I need to know this shit.
Yeah. Just give me something.
Did the grandmother survive? What?
Right. 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 Because sometimes there'll be a character that like disappears, but like you're not sure.
Yeah.
And then they don't say nothing. And you're like, yo, did you go back for fucking
Right.
so-and-so?
Did you get what's her name? You like, hold up. What happened to what? Like, fuck. Man,
Yep,
what kind of
yep.
movie is that? But yeah, it's something similar to that, man.
Gotcha. Oh, nice.
It is crazy, man.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just and that's why that's why we had the shirt. I took it down. I got to redo. I'm gonna redo it. I took it down. Pattern recognition specialist. I had that shirt up on the site for a while, but I took it down because I want to rebuild. It didn't look right to me. I wanted to make it a little better. Just looking at it was like, okay, I can do a better design. But I'm gonna put that back up there. That actually reminds me because I forgot I took it down until I just remembered. But and so yeah, but that's what it is. It's a pattern recognition specialist. That's what I've become, and it's like I'm just seeing the loops and the patterns in everything, in the books, in history, in politics, and you can see it. I just end up seeing, because I trained it. This is what I've been doing. Over my life, I had a knack for it, but over these last 4 or 5 years since 2020, I've honed it more. I've trained it. I've focused in more on it.
Got you.
And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And that's where I get this information. And that's why I have confidence in what I'm saying, is because I've just been refining it ever since then. Not knowing that I was already doing it. I just wasn't paying attention to it back then, I only used it when I needed it. Now it's like I see it in everything. Numbers, the sky, It's like
What they
you
say,
see
once you see it, you can't unsee it, man. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it.
I see the magic in the world,
Yeah, so it's gonna be everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But you got the power to handle this shit. You know how to,
Yeah.
maneuver, adjust with it.
Yeah, right. That's the work. That's the work. That's part of it.
I know. I know, baby. Yeah. Shit, man. I know time just moving though, man. These time jumps.
Well, when this comes out, we'll be at the end of May.
Definitely be the end of May.
We're halfway through 2025. June 1st is halfway.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying, man.
It's like, didn't Trump just get inaugurated like last week or something? He's just been pissing people off.
Ever since the man got in the office, everybody been uptight, boy. You right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just pissed. He pissed off so many people. And that's the thing, is that's what I tell everybody.
All at once.
That's what I tell everybody. Quit getting upset about every little fucking thing. And just look at what's happening first before you get upset at every fucking headline. It's like, what are you doing to yourself? Every day, you're like, what's going on now? What are you doing to yourself?
Right.
It's like, look at the broader picture of things. Because sometimes they'll tell me something. Somebody will just be saying something like, oh, da-da-da. And I'll be like, wait, but that's if you only look at it from this angle. I'll be like, do you understand this other angle? I'm like, that's, by looking at it from this angle, that's just fear that you're saying. It's like some fear shit. That's what it'd be sounding like. And that's why I'd be like, that's why we always tell you, if it's fear-based, reassess it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be fear-based. That's not how this works. That's a manipulation tool.
But that's bomb droppers. Yeah, but that's how that works for them.
Right.
Shit crazy.
So that's why you got to be aware of it.
Yep.
But yeah, Yeah, and that's the thing is that was part of the trance. You know, we were used to being feared into shit. Even our parents did it to us. You know, in ways where they tell you some shit, and you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to deal with that shit.
Right.
I guess I better get good grades.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Hell
not doing that again. You know, or whatever. So yeah, you know, so then when the world tells you that everybody's dying and you need a shot, we all ran to fucking get it, you know? Like, that's because that's the fear they used. And it was like, once you realized it was fear they were using, you were like, wait a minute. You wouldn't have to fear me into this. I would know and see what's going on.
Right.
And then I would know what I need to do.
Right. It ain't threatening you.
Right.
With your jobs and shit.
Well, that, and then before that, though, even, they were fucking... People were winning the lottery on that bitch. If they went and got their shot, they were pulling fucking their card, and then they would win like 10 grand.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they did that shit too. It was like they were buying it.
I didn't hear that shit. That's crazy.
Baltimore look that shit up. Baltimore was pulling, people were winning fucking 10 grand. If they went and got the shot, they would put them in a pot that week and then pull their fucking card and get 10 grand. I was like, what? When I saw it, I was going, what? You know, you're gambling? What are we doing here?
Nah.
I was like, wow.
Nah. Damn.
That's when they knew people will do anything for money.
Yeah.
They'll do anything for money at that point. You give them just enough and they'll do it.
That's crazy.
That's the wild shit.
Can't let money change you, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what they always said, you know? All money ain't good money.
Mm-hmm.
You've always grown up with that. Mm-hmm. It was mostly during dominoes, but I'm just saying.
That's crazy. Your dominoes, my cards. I'll tell you.
All money ain't good money.
Yeah. Definitely ain't, man, but hey.
But that's what we're learning. Especially through like the Diddy case and stuff, right? Like who just wanted to be around the money? They weren't willing to leave the situation. They'd rather just be around the money or whatever it was they were there for. You know? And it was like, because you look at other artists who either got blackballed or whatever, you know, taken out or whatever, and you look at what they did, and it's like they never chased the money like that. They were able to probably do their own thing in their own ways, probably found a niche somewhere and just kind of surpassed that to a point where they're like, okay, I don't need you anymore. There's people, because you got to remember, it's not all evil. Some of these people in Hollywood are good guys. Some of these people in the music industry are good guys. We just don't know where that line sits sometimes because we're so confused about everything because we're not privy to all the information that, you know, certain people who look bad might actually be good and certain people who look good might actually be bad.
Right.
So we just don't know where that line is when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, there's good guys and bad guys. And they're all playing roles. They're all pushing this narrative. We're all working towards things. So, you know, and I just think I wanted to clarify a little bit because we always sit here and say, you know, well, it's us against the government. What I'm trying to say is recognize the enemy. You know, that's where I'm going with it. Recognize who the real enemy is. Your neighbor most likely is not your enemy. It's it's these people, you know. They're the ones passing the laws and doing all this shit. It's like, how the fuck did the fucking shit get in our food then? Because they let it. They passed bills to let that stuff happen.
And let shit over here.
Right.
Because other countries ain't got shit. Like the Mountain Dew and shit.
Right.
Coca-Cola, none of that shit.
And then it's like, how do our crops, how do our food get these fucking crazy pesticides on them? Because they let the lobbyists lobbied and they passed laws for money. That's what happened.
Definitely.
So that's how our foods get fucked up. Then it's like then it's in our waters. It's plastics and parts per million. They don't give a shit. They're just putting, you know, all kinds of shit. And then it's like, but who's letting that happen? Our lawmakers. And we're not holding them accountable.
I agree. I agree.
That was what was happening, but it's not happening no more.
I agree.
That's what got us into this shit. That's all I'm trying to say.
And we gotta dig our way out this month.
Yeah, definitely. And we're doing it. We're doing it. We're so there. Yeah. That's why, this world has never been more weirder than it is today. Every day it just gets weirder. Where does that happen, folks? Are we in a fucking scary movie? Are we in a scary movie?
Mm-hmm. Some kind of movie.
Where does this happen, folks?
We are in some kind of movie. Because I know I'm just trying to make it to the end.
Part of my theory is
to the credits.
Is in 2001, they crashed the system. That was what that was. That was a crash of a system. And it was a marker. It was an act of war against the people. But we weren't told that we were at war with anybody.
See
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were not told that we were at war. They just went to war.
And that's the thing, man. We don't have no say over that shit.
Right.
So now you over there talking to them, and they fucking around and retaliate on us. Mm-hmm. So now we got to go fight. But like you were saying, we don't know. We didn't know.
We didn't know we was at war.
Shit crazy, bro.
Yeah. That's my theory.
We ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
That's when they declared war on us. That's how I looked at it. Just from looking back at things and I'm going, that's when all this got triggered. In this timeline. That's where we're at. That's where we are. But the thing is, and when I say this timeline, as in, I meant this loop, this pattern. Because this has happened multiple times over and over and over. It's just happened in different ways. Different wars were started for different things. That started a war for us. You see what I'm saying? It's like the end of the 90s was so chill. And I felt like we were going somewhere. And then 2001 shows up and we go right back into war. And then we stayed in war till 2017.
Yeah.
That whole time. Crazy.
Yeah.
Afghanistan, Bosnia. You know what I mean? Fucking Kuwait sprung up a few, Saudi Arabia and man.
Yeah,
they were all over there.
Yeah.
Iran. Who knows what they were really fucking doing? But a lot of people were thinking too, though, was that's when they declared war on the people. And if you think about it, there was like when they went into Iraq, the first things they grabbed in Iraq, when the different militaries from both sides, is they started ransacking the fucking museums and the fucking underground bunkers and shit and taking all the shit that we still don't even know exists. Technologies and, probably some ancient technologies and shit and fucking Stargates and shit like that. Like, I'm sure a bunch of that shit was like happening. People were, those militaries both were fighting over who was going to get the shit.
Right.
That's what it came down to, really, was we're going to come take your shit. No, you're not. And then they're all fighting for it. So there was some, that was the early 2003, 2002, 2003 when they started the war, People think that's, first it was just go take their shit. We're going to go take their shit now. If you think about it, that's what the U.S. military was tasked to do. Go take these people's shit.
That's crazy. And then I noticed U.S. they the only ones that got stationed everywhere.
Yeah, interesting, right?
Yeah, they got stationed.
They're in everybody's country.
They got that shit everywhere.
They're in everybody's country, because the whole idea that some people explain it as is London is the financial center of the world.
Okay.
The Vatican was the spiritual center of the world.
Got you.
Washington, D.C. is the military mind of the world.
Got you.
So then all those bases are just a satellite of D.C. in every other country.
Bomb droppers.
Crazy shit. That's how they get away with shit.
Yeah. Damn.
So yeah, it's crazy shit like that. When you look at it from those perspectives, it's not saying that there can't be, financial centers anywhere else in the world. I'm saying those were the powerhouses for those situations.
I heard that before too. London hold all the money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. They're supposed to be the World Bank,
Right.
but it's supposed to be for everybody and for good. It's not supposed to be fucking corrupt and you're stealing from everybody. It wasn't supposed to be that.
Right.
So because it's just like having a faction that kind of manage things. It wasn't that they were in control of it; they're just kind of managing it. They're like the financial center of like, let's make sure everybody's good. Let's make sure everybody's got what they need. And we got one source to talk to about it. We don't have to keep. Who do we talk to? We got a financial center. You go talk to somebody if you need to.
Right.
Whatever country, whatever you got to do, it's supposed to be for good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like if a country's struggling with some shit, they could go to the bank and go, "What's going on? Okay, here's how we're going to work this or whatever. Make sure these countries don't fall apart." Somebody's got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never really understood the embassies and shit.
Yeah, those are the same things.
Those same things.
They're similar, where it's neutral. It's territory of that country on your land.
Right.
So yeah, right. So if somebody else was to go into there uninvited, that's an act of war at that point. You're invading their land, even though it's on your soil.
Crazy.
But they've claimed it now, and it's theirs.
And yeah. In that little that little area.
That little area is their land, and it's treated as such. But they get to come over here and have diplomatic immunity and do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Crazy?
Like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
Not crazy?
It's cool for them to come over here, do what the hell they want, but we gotta have a passport and all that shit to go over there.
Yeah, because remember, we're inmates, and we can't go to another prison if we don't have paperwork transferring us to another prison.
That's crazy. No sir. Bomb droppers.
That's your paperwork. And then they stamp it so that they can make sure and check you and go, did you really go there or did you not? Did you lie to us and go somewhere else?
Yeah, they made it in. Chat, you right.
We got them. They're here now. We got your warden.
That's crazy. And just know that if you try to like leave or escape or some shit, they on your ass.
Oh yeah.
They on your ass at the damn airport.
Also too, most other countries don't take you in. Most other countries are like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Wow.
So think about that.
Hey, you looking crazy at the entrance.
Right. It's not, you know what I mean? Most countries out there are not like the U.S. and just take you in. There's a lot of countries that you don't realize they don't.
Yeah.
You can't just roll up in there. They have process too. There's process.
Yeah.
Just like sometimes, when you think about it, you're going, how do people not understand how it works? It's because they're so used to how the U.S. has fucked things up. They think all countries are like that. It's like, no. A lot of these countries got their shit together.
Right. And that's why they be so shocked when they go out there. They just, oh, shit, I didn't know all this was out here. Yeah. Like you said earlier, we've been lied to. There's a lot of shit that they don't tell us.
And sheltered. If you don't ever leave your block, think about what you really don't understand.
Right.
You've been conditioned to just run your block, and that's it. That's crazy.
You're done.
It's crazy. When there's so much more out there. But I get it, because think about tribes that are still out there. They're like a little gang that hangs in the neighborhood. They just happen to be, they're the same thing, but they're out in the woods compared to the gang that's in the concrete jungle. Yeah. It's the similar situation where you're like, we here, and we're battling for this spot, and that's it.
And then we had problems, neighbor. They might have a little war, and a little fight here and there.
Here and there, right? things,
You know,
but a lot of them are still out there.
Exactly.
That's crazy, right?
That's what I'm saying. On the
Why did they
corner.
never fucking go colonize these fucks? We've talked about that before. Like when you talk about the islands, you know, Cuba and Puerto Rico and Haiti. They've conquered some of them. They were used, like Haiti was taken over by French and stuff like that, and the English. But you have countries like Cuba never got took over. You know,
Right.
and different ones over there never got took over. So you're going, what's the difference? Like, why couldn't you come take this, but you took these ones?
Motherfuckers stand their ground.
They must have. Must be
Motherfuckers
some
stand-
powerful motherfuckers
Yes,
who control
hey.
the island.
You know what we got over it. Motherfucker, don't come over here. Leave what the fuck alone. Keep your little peace.
Or they were always part of America, and so they just really didn't need to take them over. They were going to be relying on us anyways.
Bomb droppers.
That's why they could shut out Cuba like that and try to fuck them. That's crazy, right? They shut them out for like 50 years.
Yeah.
They wouldn't export shit with them. The U.S., they had to rely on other countries to try and get stuff. But, yeah, the U.S. fucking did some wild shit like that. For whatever reason, you know, I don't know the whole backstory. So, you know, I can't explain it to you at this moment. Got to look into it. But, you know, you look at stuff like that and you're going, we were always trading with each other because we was here long before they were. So we was trading back and forth with these different places, Puerto Rico and different places, Hawaii. We were trading back and forth already. And then it just got complicated. Somebody wanted a little action.
Yeah. Somebody wanted more. Somebody trying to get greedy.
Yeah. Greed jumped in. So
That's where you mess up at, man. You just keep what you got. Try to make that shit grow. That's it. Ain't no point doing no extra shit. Trying to, man. You see it all the time in movies. Motherfuckers rob a bank and then get away with it.
Right.
The first time. Then you gonna go back again.
I got that itch.
Right. And then your third time you wanna go back again. That's when you get jammed out. Leave it alone. You got away with this shit. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Shit crazy, man. Shit definitely crazy. Yup. Just gotta stay on top of your game, man. That's all. Stay on top of your game, folks. Cause this world will definitely drag your ass down, leave you behind. As soon as you start failing.
Get it together.
You're done. Ain't no bullshit, man.
Yeah. Like we said.
I see a lot of people on the
once you
edge.
start. Go.
So that I be trying to tell people. That's it.
And this is the best time ever to do it.
That's
See, the thing is what held us back for so long a lot of times was our own fears. Our own fears and other people's fears because they would tell you couldn't do it. That's what was holding us back for a long time. The thing is moving into the 4D world, which is going to eventually get you into the 5D world, is moving with the flow and stop being scared of everything. And just go, you know what? If this is in my view right now, maybe I can go with this and just roll with it and see what happens. You know, not like we said, not too crazy.
Right.
Nothing too crazy. You know, you got to still, you know, you can still pick and choose your adventures, obviously.
Right. Like we said last week, you got balance.
Yeah, but balance it and sometimes give in on some things and just see where it goes. See how that feels. And then you'll start to, that's working that emotion and trying to understand if it's calling you for real or not. You'll start to learn that, of which is what. And that way you'll know certain ones that are calling and some that are just wants or some that are just, you know, temptation or some that are, you know, you'll start to learn all that. But you gotta give in sometimes and just let it work. Work with the flow.
Sound good. Yes, sir. Definitely sound about right.
Are we ready for a song? I don't know if I've ever played this one. This is on my first official album, Charisma, Finesse, and Game. This one came out in 2007. So some of these songs I had been working on for a little while before they finally came out on that album. But anyways, I wanted to play one entitled Freaky Situations, where I did the beat. And it's a true story of a little fling I had.
A freaky situation.
Yes. So here we go.
You know, like I want to do, how is it, park the porpoise. You know, I want to take it through the car wash, baby, you know, and get it waxed. You know, I want to wax it, you know, and air dry. You know, air dry that shit.
I remember them days I seen you eyeing me, constantly flirting and steady trying me. So I threw some bait and damn sure got a bite. Made the first move, then spent the night. Next day was lovely when I got them draws. A little bit nervous, but had you climbing the walls. Not sure if it was right, but it was oh so real. And a couple of days later, she told me the deal. She wasn't trying to interfere with my other relations, and never thought it would come to these culminations. Not sure of a future, not sure of her thoughts. Made up her mind that she gon' break it off, but when I walked in the room, she had a change of heart. How could it end when it never had a chance to start? So everything was cool for a couple of weeks. I was working that ass and I was running the streets.
Freaky situations.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none.
Freaky situation.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none.
Freaky situation.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none. Enough or none. Now after some time we wasn't talking to each other, but still had feelings strong for one another. I was doing my thing and you was doing yours, trying to keep a secret behind closed doors. What was in the dark slowly came to light. Even though it was wrong, it was feeling so right. We started spending more time, I was neglecting my rhymes. Not worried about shit cause I had sex on my mind. A couple of months of passion, no questions asked, and I was killing it every time our hips would crash. But that's what I needed cause my mind was stressed. She gave me attention and a place to rest. Sometimes we talk, other times we laugh, but in the back of my head I knew it just couldn't last. So we said our goodbyes and I was on my way, but I said see you later when I left that day.
Freaky situations.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none.
Freaky situation.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none.
Freaky situation.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none. Enough or none. Now you went your way and I went mine, and the last 4 months was worth the time. And I wanted you to know that you took a chance, but it wasn't for nothing cause I enjoyed the dance. And I'll keep those memories and hold them close, and your name comes up when I brag and boast. But don't worry cause I have nothing bad to say, and I'll never ever talk about the nasty things cause you know me, I got more respect than that. I'm not one of them suckers who twist the facts, and that's one of those things that makes me different. I'm selling them a dream when I talk to women, but sometimes you thought I was chauvinistic, but that was just me acting kinda pimpish. So when I'm gone and I change locations, I'll never forget those freaky situations.
Freaky situations.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none.
Freaky situation.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none.
Freaky situation.
I gave you what you gave me, enough or none. Enough or none.
Yeah, I did that beat. I did that beat too.
Oh, you made that?
Yeah, I made that beat. Used a drum machine and a keyboard.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's what's up.
Freaky situations
A drum machine
and a keyboard.
and a keyboard. Sometimes you gotta use what you got, man. And you came up with something.
Yeah,
That's what's up, man.
I was putting it together back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That first album. You can catch. I probably did at least 6 of those songs on that first album. Was like beats that I did,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Might have been more than that. I can't even remember, but yeah, it was definitely It's definitely my beat heavy.
That's what's up. I didn't know you made beats, man.
I did for a little while. Yeah. When I first, because like when I first started, 97, 98, there was no internet. You couldn't just go get a beat. So you had to make it, or you had to know somebody who was making it.
Facts.
So I had to learn real quick how to start doing something. So I bought a couple sequencers and a couple keyboards back then, and I was just playing with stuff, just putting it together, and came up with a few things.
That's what's up.
Some stuff didn't make it.
I always got keyboards and shit, but I don't know. That's probably why I like the keyboards and shit. I just like holding it.
Yeah, but think if you threw a little drum track behind that.
Right.
And that's pretty much all I did.
Right.
Was I built a drum track, and then I went and I played just some basic shit on it. But I made it sound cool as fuck.
Right. That's what's up.
So yeah. with no real fucking instrument skills of, you know what I mean, like no training of any sort really.
Right.
I just heard music and I try things. I have no musical skill that I learned from anywhere.
That's
other
tough.
than doing it.
That's tough for you to put it on a CD.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And then put the shit out there.
Right.
Like,
right.
Shit not professional, but
Yeah,
it's
not at all. Yeah, like I have no fucking professional training in music.
right.
I barely understand the notes and shit like that, and that's just from learning over the years. So that's what always, and that's all, like I said, that's doing all my music. All my music that I've ever done. I have no real formal training other than doing it. And learning as you go.
I feel you.
So it's like I look at that sometimes and I go, where'd I get that from? What is that?
Right.
That's the question.
Yeah. It just hit you?
I've always kind of thought about it. But listening to that thing, listening to that song, and then it triggered it again,
Oh, okay. Got you.
So, yeah. It triggered it, and then that, just to let people have a perspective, It's like not everybody is musically gifted in any form or all fashions or whatever it is. It's like people have their skills in certain things a lot of times. So, so I never thought about it, truthfully. Like, when I started rapping, I was probably like 14 or something, 13, 14. And the reason I started rapping because my cousin started rapping. So I was like, man, if he could do it, I could do it. That's how I looked at it. And so I think we've talked about this before. But so going from that to then finding like-minded people like Mr. Prim at like 18, 19 years old, and being interested in music, we worked together to do that. And we were using instrumentals back then, but they were the B-side instrumentals. Remember that? We talked about those. We did have some of those, but we didn't have our own.
Right.
And that's what we grew into. It was the idea of, okay, we need to get a couple drum machines, a couple sequencers, a keyboard, something where we can make our own. Right. And that's what motivated us, as like I said, because we were like-minded people that were hanging together. It motivated us to go do that. And then we were, like I said, at some point, we've all done the beats somewhere. We've all made our beats at some point because that was how we had to do it.
Oh, that's crazy. That's what's up, though.
Yeah. That's how we had to do it. And then, because back then when y'all did the 3-Up album, that was all Dane beats. So it was just Dane making those beats. But like I said, but before that, it was us making the beats.
Oh, damn.
When we found Dane, most of us I stopped. I 100% stopped. When we found Dane, I was like, it's like Dane or I'm just not making an album, I guess. Or I could make one or two. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. It wouldn't be
That's the
horrible at the
beat
time.
guy.
But he became the beat guy, and I was like, I'm picking out of that shit. Like that's where I'm going. So I just turned it off. Personally, I just was like, turned off. I don't even need those thoughts to be in there no more. I can allocate those somewhere else. And I was like, I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna go do this now. So that's how I looked at it. So yeah, so I stopped. You know, but like I said, I did it with no real musical training. I just did it by ear, listening and feeling and just understanding music.
I see what you're saying.
But
Because that's crazy. Because I made a beat myself. I don't know if I told you before, but
yeah,
I
you
made
showed me some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those were good.
And I did that with no training. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you said earlier, I don't know the notes, no shit like that.
Right.
I did it off listening. Like, damn, you know what? That do sound good.
But that's what I attributed to now that we're talking about it was, my bad, I cut you off?
No.
Okay. Was what I'm attributing it to what is I listened, like when I was like 10, around 9, 10 years old is when I started listening to like rap music. That's when I started getting like DJ Quick and WA and, you know, that shit started coming to, you know, showing up for me. And then I got into it. So my whole coming up was all West Coast rap, you know, Bay Area, California shit, Dirty South, you know, I was listening to everything. So by the time I was doing music, I was emulating a lot of it. But I was doing my own thing. Because I went through phases, man. I went through like a Playboy phase where I was like, everything was all about Playboy shit and fucking having cool cars and, you know. And then I went through like a fucking satanic phase. I was doing everything dark and talking about the devil and all kinds of shit. I went through a phase like that early on. Like this is in high school.
Right.
And so yeah, I was talking about dark shit and stuff, and it was weird. It was getting crazy. I don't even know where I was getting all this information from. I was like, but I was making some dark shit. It was weird. So I did that because at one time I think at one time I wanted to call my rap name. I wanted to call myself Lucifer.
Oh Lord.
I did. I went there.
Yeah, boy.
I was like, man, maybe I need
to
to be Lucifer, man. I think this will kick it off with these dark rhymes. This will work all good.
Man.
I was there, man. I went rap goth. I went rap goth on it.
No. Anybody but that guy.
Yeah. So yeah, that guy, he died off real quick. Gone.
Yeah.
Never to return. And then I eventually turned into what you see. Crazy. Long journey.
All right. So you asked where those came from. They came from your mind, from your thoughts.
From soaking in all that information from the rap music and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I said I did it by feel. By listening to what they were doing,
That's exactly
I
where
was
shit came
doing what I was, you know, I learned how to, so a beat has to be like this, or it has to do this, or okay, there's breaks in it, there's chops, okay, I started learning all that stuff as I was going, listening to other people's stuff.
And another thing, the beat could take you somewhere too now, too.
Correct. Sometimes you don't got to play with it too much. No,
Right.
You're right.
It all depends. It really all depends on how that beat come on.
How it talks to you, yeah.
Right.
And that's what I had to learn. Back then, I used to kind of force it. I'd force it a lot more, just like because I like the beat, and I'm just gonna do this or whatever. So now, the beats more talk to me. Second it comes on, I'm like, okay, yeah. I can feel something on it. And then it's kind of like I start hearing words in my head per se. That's why I said then it gets. So sometimes they just talk to you,
That is
and so
exactly.
you know. And then sometimes a beat just sounds good, and I'm like, I can do something to that. It doesn't talk to you right away, but
Right.
you're like, okay, I definitely need this one though, but I don't know what I want to do yet. And then you got to hear it a few times, and then it'll start talking to you. So yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
when you start writing, right? Do you hit the beat on the first try? I mean, do you give it like one shot? You hear it one time, and then you start writing, or you let it play out. You got to feel the.
Yeah, I just let it
You
play
gotta
over
feel
and
it.
over.
All right.
Back then, you're right. Back then, I used to play it a few times and then write. And then play it a few times and then write. like just a part or something.
Oh, wow.
I had tapes, right? So I'd be rewind, play. Okay. Rewind, play. Okay. And then I'd be like, okay, get a couple lines maybe or something, But I wouldn't like just because we had tapes, so you couldn't just play it over and over.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, now that you can just hit fucking go on your phone or on the fucking computer, just let it fucking run, and then you just, when we got to that point,
right?
Got to, back in the day when we started, working on the computers and stuff, you could just let it fucking play, just play. But yeah, starting out though, it was you had your tape, you had to rewind it, try to find the spot. You got good at feeling it,
yeah.
Hit it for 2 seconds, go. That's it. It's right there.
You definitely had to count with it.
Yep. Yeah, whole different world out there, and on some tape action.
Yeah, man. Shit definitely changed.
And recording songs off the radio,
man.
Recording songs on the radio. You had to listen to the radio and then wait for your song to come on and record on that bitch.
And then you got to try to catch it at the end because you don't want to hear the.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear the guy talking.
Oh, okay. You want to cut him off?
Right. Hell yeah. You don't want to hear that. And now, oh, fuck, you fuck my song up, man. This ain't no slow jam no more.
Oh, shit. Oh,
you had to be smart with that back in the day. I told you I was the king with that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know when to start it, and you got to know when to stop that bitch.
Yeah.
I ain't had no tapes with 95.5 in the background. Thanks for tuning in to 93.9. Nah, not on my tape.
I got one for you.
What?
This is one I recorded of my homeboy Talkan back in the day. I recorded him on the radio, and I got it here. Check this shit out.
You recording him?
Ep129 FM with Brian B.
This was recorded from the radio.
Girl, I got time to spend with you, girl.
And they were live at the studio, I think, doing it.
And all I want to know is can I be in your world? 'Cause I got time to spend with you, girl. 'Cause all I want to know is can I be in your world?
What's up, baby? How you doing? My neighbor's talking and I just came back from my touring. So why you acting so shy? Do you wanna go to Denny's for some ice cream and pie? What? You don't know me. It's not like that. I just wanna be your homie. Take a stroll with me in my car. We'll get some liquor, some drink, and we can mob real far. You wanna hit the waterfront, or we can stop by my mama's house so I can get a blunt. Cool, don't you feel relaxed? While the sound is straight cracking while the bass is in your back. Now baby, you look so sweet. I like when you smile and you show your white teeth. Your Daisy Dukes, that ain't too tight. And your skin tone, baby, it looks real nice. So here's my cellular phone, call your mother and tell her that you won't be home. That's the type of girl that I like, 'cause we can kick it all day and night.
'Cause I got time to spend with you, girl. 'Cause all I want.
Yeah. So I recorded that from the radio back in the day, and I remember I digitized it a while back, recorded it onto the computer from a tape. And then, so I was able to save that.
Oh, damn.
I was able to save that little piece.
That's what's up.
But
you ever went off the radio before?
Won anything off the radio?
Yeah.
No, not personally, no.
Shit. I got lucky one day. I want some Summer Jam tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, a little Summer Jam tickets. I had my own line and shit back then. So I came home. I ain't never called the fucking radio station. I don't got time for that.
Right.
So I came home, I jumped on the phone. I listened to the radio and said, call up here for some tickets.
Call up now.
So I called, and the phone just rung.
Right,
to the
just
point,
stay on it.
To the point where I fell asleep.
What?
I fell asleep with the phone in my ear.
Right.
And the phone just ringing.
Dozed off.
Yeah.
Dozed off.
Right. And the phone just ringing. I'm like, fuck. And finally, I heard somebody say, 95, you the caller. I said, what? I woke up. I'm like, what? Hello? Hello?
Did I get it?
Right. Man. I damn sure won some tickets that day.
Nice.
That's the only
And you
time,
went?
though. Hell yeah, I went.
How was it?
I don't remember that shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't remember that shit for nothing.
But you had a good time.
Yeah.
Got it.
I know I went, though.
Gotcha.
And there was some good seats. It wasn't no bad seats.
Nice. What was it up in Baltimore?
Where the fuck was it?
Merriweather? Or at the arena?
I think there was an arena.
Gotcha.
That sounds
Probably up in Baltimore. At the arena.
That's crazy. I don't remember it being out Baltimore. I don't know. It was so fucking long ago.
I got you.
It was a while ago. I don't remember that shit no more.
We don't even remember last week, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I got to be really tapped in.
Yeah. Yeah, I went back and watched the first hour of last week's again the other day. And I was like, damn, I was saying all that shit? Like, I don't remember saying half of that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Shit definitely be crazy, bro.
Yeah. But it's cataloged.
Mm-hmm.
It's cataloged. We got it. Welcome to episode 129, folks.
You know? Of course you ain't going to remember what the hell you said, because when you got it, it's not scripted.
Right. Correct. It is what it is
scripted.
for the moment. We're in the moment.
Right.
That's what it is. See, a script that puts you in the future at that point because you already know what you're going to say. Where we're just moment to moment, moment to moment to moment to moment. That's a song. I bet that's a song somewhere.
With some backup dancers.
Right.
I can see
The
it.
orchestra in the back.
I can see it. I can see it. One lead singer.
How would it go? You do the lead singer. Go.
Oh, shit.
A moment. A moment. A moment. A moment. A moment. A moment.
Hit him with the moment. Moment. What's them people called? The orchestrator or something like that?
The maestro?
Maestro.
Is it a maestro?
Motherfucker.
Or a maestra? Maestra if it's a female? I don't know. Maestro. Or is it always maestro?
I don't know.
That might be them. Is that them? Could be.
You know what I'm talking about?
I got you. It's a conductor.
Yes. I think I said that, but.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. Motherfucker be like,
The conductor. That just does that sound weird?
no, conductor, I think that's a train.
Yeah.
Shit. It just hit my dumb ass. I'm like, hold up.
Train.
Hey, coach, what's this called when people be, they be,
The maestro in front of the orchestra?
huh?
Scribbling?
No.
In front of an orchestra.
Yeah, scribbling.
Oh,
Like,
the maestro.
It is a maestro?
Right, yeah, the maestro.
Okay.
conductor?
Conductor.
Oh,
shit.
motherfucker.
It's both of those?
Train conductor.
Not
but it's the maestro. Music
Right.
maestro.
Okay.
Where you-
Okay.
Orchestrator. You know?
Gotcha.
Gotcha. All right.
Thank you, sir.
You know, you just want to know the answer.
I got you.
You just got to know the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to know.
We had the expert in the room.
Right. That's crazy. Yeah, man, you gotta be shot following them that little stick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what any of that fucking means.
Man,
at all.
what?
Nothing. Sorry.
You gotta be shot following that damn stick. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it look like it's in the same
Right.
motion.
Right. You got to know. You got to know.
I don't want to
Gotta-
hit the wrong.
It's all about
tune, man.
energy, vibration, and frequency.
Yeah, facts, baby. Shit. Oh, what you do for Memorial? Nothing. Chill.
I barbecued. I did
Barbecue?
throw some stuff on the grill.
Yeah,
I threw some stuff on the grill. Did some chicken. I did some sweet potatoes. And I did some sausage. And I did, what was the other thing? And some steaks.
Okay.
So all that was grill action.
Okay.
And then I just threw some salad kits together. And my daughter did some deviled eggs for me.
That's what we had too, boy. Them deviled eggs, boy. Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong on deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Nah, so we had, little basic shit this time, but we still ate.
Yeah.
Still around, family, whatever. We had a little
So we chilled.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't
Played
nothing
some
wrong
music.
with it. Yeah.
Played some music.
Yeah.
Jammed out.
Mm-hmm. And the
Talks-
weather wasn't bad. The weather
Talk
wasn't
shit,
bad.
swallow spit. You know what I mean?
Talk shit, swallow spit. Yeah. Oh man. See, we had what we had. We had hot dogs, hamburgers,
Yep.
beef.
Beef ribs.
Nah, it's like
Brisket.
no, it wasn't a brisket. What the fuck was it? Beef.
Roast.
Bah, damn it! Thank you.
Beef roast.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck.
Roast
You know,
beef.
yeah, fucking roast beef. Fuck, I cannot get this shit out for nothing. And some roast beef. And some motherfucking corn.
Okay.
Some beans.
Corn would have been good. Yeah, beans are always great.
Always great.
Do you do the ground beef in the beans? Like that style?
Ground beef and the
You
beans.
do like a ground beef in there?
Since I'm the only one in the house that really eat the beans, no, my lady ain't do it. She don't does that. Nah, she don't do that.
Gotcha. I'm just wondering.
She don't eat the beans, but she eat the
sophisticated.
beans on the hot dog.
Oh, okay. So you like the chili dog?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? She don't eat the beans by itself like I do.
Gotcha. Right.
I fuck some beans up. Some bush beans. Man. Shit, just some good
Bush
beans,
beans.
man. Some man.
You're the
some
rice
good
and, you're the
beans,
rice and peas man.
Yeah.
Put that on a shirt.
Take that down. And we had some macaroni and cheese as well too. And deviled eggs.
Yep.
Oh, and cupcakes.
Who made the cupcakes?
Shoppers.
Shoppers.
Yeah, shoppers.
Always good.
Yeah. And then on see, then we on top of the cake. I look on top of the cake. I just seen the price of the cake. I wasn't looking for this shit. I just looked down. I said, "Oh damn!" First thing I seen was $9.99.
Had to get it, right?
Yeah, I was like, "Damn!"
I gotta get that one.
I wasn't even looking for this, but hey,
It's talking to you.
thanks for letting me know I'm on my right path.
It's talking to you.
I
I get it.
appreciate you.
I get it.
But yeah, and then we just chilled, man. We ain't do too much.
Yeah, it was just relaxing time. Like I said, played music, chilled.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunday.
Probably watched some fucking YouTube crazy videos or something. Man. Like that.
I forgot the name of the movie, man. I'm so sorry. But it's
Saw a
on
movie?
Yeah. It's on Tubi, man.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
good fucking
I'm not Tubi
movie.
hunting. I'm not Tubi hunting. No, sir.
I know. I know. I'm so sorry, man.
If you don't know the name, I'm not Tubi hunting.
I know. Fuck. And I'm mad as shit. I don't know the name because I want to watch it again, man. It was
Tubi
that
special.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sold. I'm still not sold.
You say still not so. I'm telling you.
I got to be pretty desperate to go watch Tubi.
But nah, man. Even my lady watched it.
No, I get it. There's a lot of people
Even
I
she
know
like
watch
this
it, but I'm
shit.
just
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? And she don't
For me
even
personally.
she don't watch Tubi.
Yeah.
'Cause she don't like the fuzzy background
I
and
will
shit.
rewatch lectures on podcasts before I go watch Tubi.
Damn. Don't do Tubi like that, man. Don't do Tubi. Don't count Tubi out.
Tubi's Last Man Standing.
Damn, Tubi.
If everything else fails, I'll go watch Tubi. But what are the odds of that?
Damn. I'm gonna fight for you, Tubi. Tubi.
Yeah. I like the upgrade. That was nice.
Hell yeah. Yes, it was definitely different.
I don't think they even had anything before that. And then all of a sudden it was Tubi. I was like, oh shit, they're coming up. They're coming up. They got a nice fucking logo now.
That's crazy. I don't even realize. I don't think they. I don't know if they.
You don't remember the old one?
No.
It was just a purple Tubi and that's it. There was no action to it.
It was just purple Tubi?
Yeah.
Hell no. Really?
Yeah. We'll put it. I'll
Shit.
put it on the screen.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
find it.
Hell yeah, now.
I'll find it.
See?
Yeah, it was old. That was only like 2 years ago when that happened. Tubi was moving quick. Yeah, it was just a little bullshit purple Tubi, and then all of a sudden it does this little Tubi, and I was like, what the fuck? It's upgrades. That's when they fucking put those commercials in where you couldn't fucking sneak them anymore. That's when the upgrade happened. That's when I was like, yeah, fuck Tubi, I'm out.
Damn.
Before that, you could go on movies, right? And the second it would go to commercial, you just back out and then go back in. It would play the movie straight.
I
No
think
problem.
you said that trick before.
Now you can't do it at all. You back out or whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. It's still gonna play the commercial. It knows. It fucking knows. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. Ban and ship.
Yo, one commercial is fine. But we got 4 of them motherfuckers.
Right.
They got four commercials.
You've learned it's 4 commercial breaks?
Yeah. It fucking says it in the corner. It says 1 to 4. 2 out of 4.
Oh, you mean at one time?
No, not at one time, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time. It's gonna go through all 4 of those commercials.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck that. I'm out.
Right. And
So,
they try to make it short, the time short.
I used to just back out and hit the movie again, go right back in, right where I fucking stopped. Perfect. And just keep watching the movie. I learned that trick quick. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not watching all this shit.
Oh, they they done got you. Huh?
So once the commercial showed up, I was like, you can't back out no more? Fuck y'all, I'm out. It's not free anymore now.
Telling you.
You got to waste time on it.
This was a good fucking
See what I'm saying?
It was a good plot though, bro.
Yeah.
It was a good fucking plot.
YouTube's pretty close. I've been close to like not wanting to watch YouTube.
What?
Because of commercials, those fucks. I still
See, y'all so
loathe
petty with
the
these commercials,
they are.
man.
Who, me?
To not fuck.
I don't want no propaganda on my TV. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm for the commercials even, man.
Yeah, I try to I got to get out of there. I'm like, I get it. It's like going back in the day when the commercial would show up. That's when you'd go to the bathroom. That's when you'd go. So I go do shit, you know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you want to give me for 50 seconds? Okay, fuck you. We'll go to the bathroom. I ain't watching none of your shit.
Shit. At that time, you don't got to. They don't give a fuck what the fuck you doing right there.
They got me locked.
You gonna watch
for
when you
50
come
seconds.
back, right?
Motherfucker.
You gonna watch when your ass come back.
Yo, and so I'm telling you, it knows when you're fucking watching. It knows when you're not. Because when you're not watching, it'll fucking hit a 20-minute commercial. You'll come back to that bitch and you can hit go like at any time. It's on a 20-minute commercial. They try to fucking run you, man. That's how they fuck. And then and what I'm telling you, it's all about money because then they can use some shit like that and say that their ads run a lot longer. People watch their ads more. It's little shit like that. But they can take control. And you see what I'm saying? Because now they're taking advantage of knowing you're not sitting there hitting next and shit. Because I'm trying to listen while I'm cooking.
Right.
Because they want me to get fucking YouTube Premium.
Exactly.
They're trying to force me into this shit.
Exactly. And there's gonna be something else after that.
Right.
And then something else after that. It's just,
Right. I gotta pay you to not harass me?
Right.
That's harassment.
bomb droppers. Said that's harassment.
How are we letting them harass us? What the fuck is going on here? I gotta pay you. They're extorting you at that point. Yeah. I'm gonna fucking hit you with so many commercials, you'll pay to make it stop.
And the crazy part is some motherfuckers were like, man, fuck this.
Yeah.
And they paid.
Some people will comply real
They
fast.
pay that shit. They say, damn it. I'm tired of these commercials. I want to watch this movie in peace.
Yeah, fucking. Actually, at this point, I think Prime has commercials now that you can't fucking skip.
Blood clot.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn. That's crazy. I haven't watched Prime in a minute.
Yeah, certain movies you click on there, it'll be like this is a commercial and will only play at this point, but it's 2 fucking minutes. Bless you.
Thank you.
But it's 2 fucking minutes. You're like, I gotta watch a 2-minute commercial just to get to the movie. I'm forced, and I pay for Prime.
Right. Right.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Definitely pay for that.
So yeah, I'm like, motherfucker. Okay, found some new shit. You're just gonna make me sit through it now. So yeah, it's like I don't even want to watch Prime anymore.
Damn.
I don't. It's
Oh, cause
that's my rebellious shit. My rebellious shit jumps out and goes, "What the fuck are we doing?" Another fucking gate I gotta jump. What the fuck?
Next thing they gonna do, they gonna have shit in the movie theater.
Right, and then they move the gate again. And I gotta go jump it again. You know what I'm saying?
Shit be crazy, bro.
That's the kind of shit they got us on, man. That's the fucking indoctrination training and shit. The trance that we're under. Keep fucking chasing the shit. Chasing the carrot on the stick. Is that what that is? It's another version.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit crazy, man. You hear about this little what the fuck is this little thing? Little Annabella doll.
I heard something about it, but I don't know anything about it really. I just heard that there was some incident or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're saying somebody took the shit.
Oh, somebody stole it?
Yeah.
Maybe it got up and walked away.
And then one, yeah. That's what they saying. The motherfucker's gone.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like they walked in and it was just gone? Like
It's
they don't know
gone.
what happened to it?
They said the motherfucker's running around, spirit or whatever the fuck.
Went to
it
the
is.
spirit world?
It's just running around.
Well, how about-
terrorizing shit?
Well, how about this?
A doll, bro.
In this timeline, that doll doesn't even exist. We don't need it. It's gone. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's just not even here
And like
anymore.
you were saying, last week, when you vibing high, you don't
Just don't
see
even
it.
see it anymore.
Right, you don't see the low shit. So it's just like,
Yeah. Stuff is just disappearing, folks.
yeah. But I just heard about it. I was like, what the hell?
Could be. Yeah, could be
And
that.
they said, don't move it.
Or it could be a
Don't
hoax.
touch it.
Just to fucking get everybody excited about Annabelle 3. I don't know. Are they on 3? I don't know.
Oh,
I just made that up.
I thought you was fucking serious. I was like, oh, that's why they talking about this shit.
I
Then
just made that
it
up.
just clicked on me like, oh,
But I
okay,
feel like
that's
a
why,
movie
for
could be on the
fucking
way.
Promotion.
I feel like a movie could be on the way, though. I'm just saying.
He doing all this shit for a fucking promotion.
That's another thing. What just came out? Lilo and Stitch. You see that movie that just came? That movie just came out on this Friday. It was, Lilo, the holiday weekend. Lilo and Stitch, but it's like a live action with a cartoon character, like a mix movie, right? And I'm like, why are we redoing Lilo and Stitch? We already did that movie like 2 or 3 fucking times. The fuck are we doing?
They run out of shit.
Yeah, because AI's running it. See, it's another fucking example. That's why Snow White just got done. That's why the fucking Wicked just got done. They're all just variations of the same movies, just doing it different because AI's doing it different.
Right.
You can just tell it to do something. Do it a little bit slightly different.
Yeah.
And then just
and they
changes
already
it.
got the damn script right there.
Right.
Change this up.
Right. Easy.
And,
That's all they're doing because they got no creativity because they're fucking, that's not what it's about. AI fucking took over. That's my fucking theory. That's what I
copy
mean.
and paste.
Yep, pretty much. And just see what it spits out. What's your version of this? And see, that's the thing too, right? Because it's modernized in a way, right? So it has like today's issues in it sometimes. And so it's like, that's what it's spitting out. It's spitting out like what we would do at this point. It's just giving us the truth. Look at the corruption. Look at the bullshit. Look at this. You know?
Right.
It's that kind of shit. Even though it's the same movies, it's just got a different message. It's an updated message. Because we weren't, it's the same message, but it was like we didn't see it that way in the original version. We're seeing it now in these new versions. They're actually put it in your face.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it looks, in a way. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people say that they thought they said the fucking Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Like hit.
Yeah.
Like,
We might have saw one. I'll flash it on the screen.
oh shit. Which one? Oh, never mind. You put it on the screen.
I don't have it on me at this moment,
Yeah. Had me confused.
but
for a
it'll be
minute.
on the screen.
All right, cool. I gotta watch.
Well, we're asking the world. We're asking the world, could this be a Mandela effect? I'll show it. You'll see it. What the idea is, tell me if you see anything you don't remember. And when I pop the picture up, look at it and go, I don't know what the fuck that is. Most people are going to probably do that. But there'll be a few out there who will go, I remember that. But I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Might have one.
I
Might have
remember,
one.
I remember Batman had 2 wings.
What Batman?
Batman and Robin.
What do you mean 2 wings?
Say, nah, I was fucking around with you.
What are we talking about? I was like, I just wanted further clarification.
I was fucking with you.
2 wings.
Yeah, I was fucking with you. Yeah, that's really a Mandela effect for your ass. Like, hold on. I knew Batman had 2 wings, bro. That motherfucker got 1 wing and shit. Wait a minute, Batman look funny. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, we've talked about it on the show before, and I've talked about it on a rant of what I thought. I think Mandela effects are just us jumping the timelines and bouncing around, and sometimes we're in timelines where things are just, as we're collapsing our timelines too. That's the other part. Remember, we're collapsing them, but we're also jumping around. So there's fragments. I just think the Mandela effects are some fragments. Some of us are noticing them, and some people aren't. And I don't know if we're all meant to or not. But it's your confirmation that something is different. And why would it be different? If the world is what the world is, why would it be different?
Right.
So that's the clue. Why are there changes happening? What's doing it? Where's it coming from? Is it our consciousness? Is it our collective consciousness changing things in the world? Is that how, we don't know. We haven't figured it out just yet, but we're on our way.
Couple more years to go for that.
All right. As the consciousness levels will raise a little more,
Couple more years to go.
we'll realize we're the ones doing it. As we collapse and jump these timelines, yeah. Definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Shit.
Ready to wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
ppeinmusic.com.
Yeah.
ElevateYourLife.site. You know what's up.
That's it. Get right, folks. Get healthy. Ain't no time to play around with it.
Audacity Out Loud coming soon.
Hey. Out loud.
Be on the lookout.
It's coming soon. Oh, we got merch in the down below. Look at the
Yep.
t-shirts.
T-shirts, ppmusic.com. Check out the store.
Yeah.
If you want to support.
That's all we asking. Like, comment, share. Spread the love,
Spread the love, spread the truth.
Spread the love, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with spreading the love. Spread the love.
Yep. Yeah, I told somebody lately, I said, that's why we got the shirt. Don't be a worrier, be a warrior.
right, let's get it, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, stop worrying so much about things and just start living the moment.
That's it.
Yeah. We're always so concerned. It's like we understand. We're adults now. We get it. There's dangers to everything. We understand. We don't have to be constantly reminded about what ifs. Let's just see what happens. We can figure it out. We're good thinking people. Right? We're not going to get stuck in some bullshit.
No.
No matter what happens, we will figure it out. Because that's who we are. You know? That's how powerful we are. We'll figure it out. It's not going to be anything wild. We'll be good.
That's why we got to work together. That's it. That's why we got to work together, because you might know something and I don't. Then I might know something that you don't know. Then we can work together, man. Let's make a way out, baby.
Yep. Everybody prospers.
That's it.
Everybody at the table eats.
That's it.
Yep. So get out there and start some shit. Grow your foundation so you can start branching out.
Sound about right. Sound about right, baby.
Yep. So episode 129, Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
And we will see you on the next one.
Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
This is Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.